The twin suns of the planet Veralia glimmered above a sky filled with floating crystal clouds. The royal city sparkled beneath the light, its towers made of shining stone that reflected blue and silver. Humans had only recently formed an alliance with the people of Veralia. It was a fragile friendship, and everyone knew that one wrong move could destroy the peace. Liam, a young human translator and engineer, stood nervously on the landing platform as his small shuttle descended. He brushed the dust from his uniform and checked his translation device once more. His job was simple but very important. The Verelians used a language filled with musical tones and shifting lights, and Liam had been chosen to help improve the communication devices between their two species. He was proud to be chosen, but he also felt the heavy weight of responsibility. If he said the wrong thing, even by accident, it could be seen as an insult to the royal family. As the shuttle door opened, a group of alien guards stood in perfect formation. They were tall, with smooth skin that shimmered like pearl, and their eyes glowed softly when they spoke. The leader stepped forward and raised a hand in greeting. Liam activated his translator and bowed respectfully. "Welcome, human," the guard said in a deep musical voice. "You are invited to the royal palace. The princess herself wishes to see the new device." Liam's heart skipped a beat. Meeting a princess was not part of his plan. He nodded and followed the guards through the shining streets. Verelians moved gracefully around them, their clothes flowing like liquid light. Many stared at Liam with curiosity. Humans were still a rare sight on this planet. The royal palace stood at the center of the city, surrounded by gardens that glowed in colors Liam had never seen before. Flowers shifted their hues depending on the mood of those nearby, and streams of glowing water curved through the gardens like veins of light. It was breathtaking, but Liam forced himself to stay focused. Inside the palace, he was led to a grand hall with high ceilings and walls that seemed to hum softly. There, seated on a throne made of living crystal, was Princess Alira, the only daughter of the king. She was graceful and striking, with silver-white hair that shimmered like moonlight and eyes that reflected many colors at once. Liam had studied her image before arriving, but seeing her in person was overwhelming. She rose from her throne and walked toward him, her long robe trailing behind her. Her steps were slow and measured, each one filled with dignity. Liam bowed deeply, his hands shaking slightly. "Human Liam," she said through the translator, her voice soft yet commanding. "We welcome you to Veralia. You bring a gift that may help our world speak as one." "Yes, Your Highness," Liam said quickly. "It is my honor to serve." He opened the case he carried and revealed the small device he had built. "This will make translation easier and prevent misunderstandings between our people." The princess's eyes glimmered with interest as she leaned closer. "Show us." Liam activated the device. It lit up with a soft glow and began to hum. To demonstrate, he prepared a simple sentence. His goal was to say, "Your gown is very beautiful," as a polite compliment. But Liam had been working on the device for many long hours, and he was tired. As he spoke, his finger slipped on a small control. The machine altered his words, and what came out instead was, "You are gorgeous." The hall went silent. Even the humming walls seemed to pause. Liam froze, his mind racing. He had not meant to say that. Complimenting a royal directly, especially in such a personal way, could be considered deeply improper. Princess Alira stood perfectly still. Her cheeks glowed softly, a sign of Verelian embarrassment. Liam's heart pounded. Would she be offended? Would she call the guards to remove him? Then something unexpected happened. The princess's lips curved into a small, almost shy smile. Her voice, soft but clear, carried through the hall. "Say it again, human." Liam blinked. "What?" "Say it again," she repeated, tilting her head slightly. "That word you used. Gorgeous. I have never heard a human word like that before." The guards shifted uncertainly, glancing at one another. The alien advisors in the hall whispered among themselves. Liam could feel the tension in the air. If he refused, it might seem disrespectful. If he repeated it, it might make the situation worse. His throat went dry. "Your Highness," he said carefully, "it was a mistake caused by the device. I meant to compliment your gown, not to speak out of place." Alira took a slow step closer. "Even so, I wish to hear it, please." Liam's mind spun. In all his training, no one had told him what to do in a moment like this. Finally, he swallowed his fear and spoke clearly. "You are gorgeous." The word echoed through the hall, translated into Verelian tones by the device. The glowing flowers outside the hall shifted to a brilliant shade of rose, reflecting the emotions in the room. Alira's glow deepened, her cheeks shining like soft lanterns. She let out a musical laugh, surprising everyone. Humans have such interesting ways of speaking. This word is pleasing to me. Liam felt his knees weaken with relief. She was not angry. In fact, she seemed happy, but not everyone shared her reaction. Several alien advisors frowned deeply. One whispered to another, "A human calling the princess by such a term is dangerous. It may lead to strange bonds." Liam didn't hear them. He was too focused on the princess, who now studied him with curiosity. "Liam," she said, using his name with surprising ease, "tell me more of your language. Words can build bridges, can they not?" "Yes, Your Highness," Liam said, still trembling slightly. "Words can bring our worlds closer." "Then you will teach me," she declared. "Tomorrow you will meet me in the royal gardens. I wish to learn how humans use words to express their hearts." Liam bowed deeply, hiding his face so she would not see his stunned expression. Teaching a princess directly was far beyond his original mission. But he could not refuse. As he was led from the hall, Liam's thoughts swirled. What had just happened? One mistranslated compliment, and now the princess herself wanted to learn from him. Outside, the glowing flowers still bloomed brightly, as if celebrating a secret no one fully understood. That night, Liam sat alone in his guest chamber, staring at the translation device. He replayed the moment in his mind again and again. The way Alira's voice had softened when she asked him to repeat the word. The way the flowers had glowed when he spoke, he told himself it meant nothing. She was simply curious about humans and their language. Still, his heart beat faster when he remembered her faint smile. Somewhere deep in the palace, Alira sat in her private garden, touching a single glowing flower. She whispered the strange human word to herself, testing its sound. Gorgeous. Her glow brightened, and for the first time in her life, she felt a new and unfamiliar warmth in her chest. Neither of them knew it yet, but that one accidental word had set events in motion that would change both their worlds forever. The next morning, the royal gardens of Viralia shimmered beneath the twin suns. Streams of glowing water curved around tall crystal trees, and flowers of every color opened and closed with the shifting light. It was a place of calm beauty, but Liam's heart beat quickly as he walked through the garden paths escorted by two quiet guards. He had barely slept the night before. His mind kept returning to the strange moment in the hall when Princess Alira had asked him to repeat the word, gorgeous. It was supposed to be a mistake, a small error caused by his device. Yet the princess had seemed deeply moved by it. Now she wanted him to teach her more about human language. Liam wondered if he was ready for such a task. Teaching a royal figure was far more important than repairing machines. If he made a mistake again, it could cause problems between their worlds. The guards led him to a quiet section of the garden where the flowers glowed softly, creating patterns like living lights on the ground. A round table made of clear crystal stood beneath a large flowering tree. Princess Alira was already there, standing with perfect posture as she watched the flowing streams. When she turned and saw him, a soft glow appeared on her cheeks. Liam noticed it and quickly bowed. "Good morning, Your Highness." "Good morning, Liam," she replied, her voice calm and warm. "You came as I requested." "Yes, Your Highness," Liam said. "I am ready to help you learn." Alira gestured for him to sit. "You seem nervous." "There is no need. This is a meeting of learning, not of judgment." Liam nodded, though he still felt tense. He took out a small tablet that contained basic human words. "I thought we could start with simple greetings. In my language, we say hello when meeting someone." "Hello," Alira repeated carefully. Her tone was slightly off, but the word sounded soft and pleasant in her musical voice. Liam smiled. "Very good. And when someone gives you something, you say thank you." "Thank you," Alira said, tilting her head thoughtfully. "These words are short but strong. They carry meaning beyond the sounds." "Yes," Liam said. "Humans use words to show feelings. A single word can make someone happy or sad." Alira's many-colored eyes sparkled. "Like the word you spoke yesterday. Gorgeous. When you said it, the flowers in the hall bloomed brighter." Liam felt heat rise to his face. "That was unexpected, Your Highness. It was not my intention to cause such a reaction." "Do not apologize," Alira said quickly. "I liked it. In our language, compliments are rare and very formal. Your word felt personal and true. I wish to understand more words like it." Liam nodded slowly. I can teach you, but please know that some words must be used carefully. If someone misunderstands, it can lead to confusion. I understand, she said softly. We must be careful, just as our two worlds must be careful as they grow closer. For the next hour, Liam taught her a few more words. She repeated each one with focus and determination, her musical voice turning human sounds into something strangely beautiful. She laughed when she accidentally said a word incorrectly, and Liam found himself laughing with her. At one point, Alira leaned closer to examine the translator device. Her silver hair shimmered in the sunlight and Liam's breath caught. He quickly looked away, reminding himself that she was a princess and he was only a guest. As they studied, a soft breeze passed through the garden, carrying a sweet scent from the glowing flowers. Alira picked one of the blossoms and placed it on the table. This flower responds to kindness, she explained. If you speak gently near it, it will bloom brighter. Would you try? Liam hesitated, then leaned close to the flower. Beautiful, he said softly. The flower pulsed with light, opening wider. Alira smiled. It understands your words. Now say the word you said yesterday. Liam hesitated, but the princess's gaze was gentle and expectant. He whispered, gorgeous. The flower burst into a brilliant glow, brighter than before. Alira's glow deepened, and she looked away for a moment, clearly moved. Your language has power, she said softly. When you speak, it touches not just the ear, but the heart. Liam didn't know what to say. He simply nodded. They continued their lesson until the suns reached their highest point. When it was time for Liam to leave, Alira stood and bowed slightly, a gesture of respect rarely given by a royal figure. Thank you, Liam. You have given me more than words today. You have given me understanding. It is my honor, Your Highness, he replied. As Liam walked back toward the palace with the guards, he felt lighter than before. For the first time, he believed that true friendship between humans and Varelians might be possible. However, not everyone felt the same. Inside the palace, a group of alien nobles gathered in a private chamber. Among them was Advisor Nareth, a tall, stern figure whose skin glimmered like cold steel. He frowned deeply as he listened to reports of the princess spending time alone with the human. This is dangerous, Nareth said sharply. The princess grows too close to this outsider. His words may charm her, but we cannot trust his kind. Another noble nodded. If the people see her favoring a human, they may question her judgment. We must act carefully, Nareth said. If we accuse him directly, the king may defend him. Instead, we will spread quiet rumors. Let the people believe that the human seeks power through the princess. When doubt grows, she will be forced to distance herself. The nobles murmured in agreement. A plan began to form in their minds, one that would place a shadow over Liam's growing bond with Alira. The next day, Liam returned to the gardens. Alira greeted him warmly, her glow bright and welcoming. They continued their lessons, and Liam taught her simple human phrases like good morning, friend, and hope. As they spoke, Alira shared stories of Virelia's history. She told him about the ancient wars that had nearly destroyed their world, and how her people now valued peace above all things. Liam listened with respect, realizing how much responsibility she carried as a future leader. At one point, Alira asked, Do humans have leaders who speak for many, as I do? Yes, Liam said. We have leaders who guide our people. Sometimes they disagree, but they try to find a way to work together. Alira's eyes softened. Then perhaps our worlds are not so different. Their lesson was interrupted when a messenger hurried into the garden. He bowed deeply to the princess. Your Highness, there are troubling words spreading through the city. Some say the human visitor seeks to win your heart in order to gain control of our council. Liam's eyes widened in shock. What? That is not true. Alira's glow dimmed slightly. I do not believe it, but rumors can be dangerous. We must be careful. Liam felt anger rise in his chest. Someone is trying to turn your people against me. The messenger bowed again. I speak only what I have heard, Princess. I will seek the source of these rumors. When the messenger left, Liam turned to Alira. Your Highness, I swear I have no such intentions. I only wish to help build peace between our worlds. Alira studied him closely. After a long moment, she nodded. I believe you, Liam, but others may not. We must show them the truth through actions, not words. Liam felt both relieved and worried. He knew that if these rumors spread further, they could destroy everything they were building. That evening, Alira stood on her balcony, looking out over the glowing city. She thought about Liam's words, about the lessons he had taught her, and about the strange warmth she felt when he spoke kindly to her. In the garden below, the flowers glowed faintly, responding to her emotions. She whispered to herself, "Gorgeous." The word felt both powerful and fragile, like a secret only she and Liam shared. Alira knew that dark forces were working to divide them, but she also knew that the bond they were forming was real. She would not let lies destroy it. Tomorrow, she decided, she would stand beside Liam openly, no matter what others thought. Their friendship would be a symbol of hope for both worlds. As the twin suns set and the sky filled with glowing stars, Alira made her silent promise. Whatever challenges came next, she would face them with courage, and with the human who had shown her the beauty of a single word. The royal city of Virilia glimmered under the light of the twin suns, but beneath its beauty, whispers of distrust began to spread like a quiet storm. People gathered in markets and gardens, speaking softly of a rumor that traveled faster than the glowing rivers. "The human seeks power," one voice would say. "He spends too much time with the princess," another would add. "Perhaps he wishes to rule through her," someone else would whisper. Liam knew nothing of these conversations as he prepared for another day of lessons with Princess Alira. He entered the royal gardens with his translation tablet, his heart lighter than before. Despite the challenges, he felt his bond with the princess growing stronger each day. When he reached the glowing flower grove, Alira was already waiting for him. She wore a robe of deep blue that shimmered like the night sky. Her glow brightened when she saw him, though there was a trace of worry in her many-colored eyes. "Good morning, Liam," she said warmly. "Good morning, Your Highness," he replied with a bow. Alira studied him for a moment, then gestured toward the table where they usually sat. "There is something we must discuss before we begin our lesson." Liam's smile faded. "What is it?" She sat down gracefully, folding her hands in her lap. "Rumors have spread throughout the city. They say you seek to win my heart for selfish reasons, that you wish to control our council through me." Liam froze, shock rushing through him like cold water. "That is not true," he said firmly. "I would never do such a thing." "I know," Alira said softly. "I have seen your actions and your heart, but the people do not know you as I do. Their trust is fragile and lies can shatter it." Liam clenched his fists. Who would spread such lies? Alira's expression darkened. "I have my suspicions. Some of the nobles dislike our alliance with humans. They believe Virelia should remain separate and strong. You are an easy target for their schemes." Liam took a deep breath, forcing himself to stay calm. "Then I must prove them wrong. I will work harder to show them that I am here only to help." Alira nodded, her glow softening. "Together, we will show them the truth." Later that day, a royal council meeting was held in the grand chamber. Tall crystal pillars surrounded the room, and glowing panels along the walls shifted colors with the voices of those speaking. Liam stood at Alira's side, feeling the weight of many eyes on him. The nobles sat in a semicircle, their expressions serious and unreadable. Among them was Advisor Nerith, his cold, shimmering skin reflecting the light like metal. His gaze lingered on Liam with quiet hostility. King Virilon, Alira's father, presided over the council. His presence was commanding, his voice deep and resonant. "We gathered today to discuss the future of our alliance with humanity. Our daughter has worked closely with the human envoy Liam. Speak now and let your thoughts be known." Nerith rose smoothly from his seat. "Your Majesty, while we respect the alliance, there are concerns. Many have seen how closely the human works with the princess. Some fear he seeks influence over her decisions." Alira's glow flared brighter in anger. "Advisor Nerith, those fears are baseless. Liam has done nothing but serve our people faithfully." "Perhaps," Nerith said smoothly, bowing slightly to her. "But perception matters, Your Highness. If the people believe their princess is too close to an outsider, unrest may grow." Murmurs rippled through the council chamber. Liam's heart pounded. He wanted to speak, but he knew he had to be careful. Words could unite or divide. Finally, he stepped forward. "Your Majesty, noble council, I am here as a servant of peace. My only goal is to strengthen the bond between our worlds. I have no desire for power or control." Some nobles nodded thoughtfully, but others remained doubtful. Nerith's eyes narrowed. Then perhaps you would not mind proving your loyalty through action rather than words. Liam met his gaze. What do you mean? There is a ceremony tomorrow, Nerith explained. A display of unity between our species. If you truly stand with us, you will take part, and show the people you are willing to face danger for this alliance. Alira frowned. What kind of danger? Nerith spread his hands. Only a symbolic trial, Princess. A test of courage, nothing more. Liam sensed there was more to it than Nerith admitted, but he could not refuse. I will take part, he said firmly. If it will prove my loyalty, I will face this trial. Alira turned to him, worry clear in her eyes. Liam, you do not have to. Yes, I do, Liam interrupted gently. If this is what it takes to protect our friendship, I will do it. King Viralon nodded approvingly. Very well. The trial will take place at dawn. Let all see the strength of this alliance. That night, Alira visited Liam in the guest wing of the palace. She entered his chamber quietly, her glow dim with concern. Liam stood near the window, gazing at the twin moons rising over the city. You should not have agreed so quickly, Alira said softly. Nerith's words were a trap. He seeks to place you in danger. I know, Liam admitted, turning to face her. But if I had refused, it would have looked like fear or guilt. This way, at least, I can show the people the truth. Alira stepped closer, her hands clasped tightly. I do not want you to be harmed. You are more important to me than this alliance. Her words caught Liam off guard. He had sensed her kindness before, but this was something deeper. His heart raced, but he forced himself to speak calmly. I will be careful, and I will come back to continue our lessons. Alira's glow brightened slightly. Promise me you will return. I promise, Liam said. For a moment they stood in silence, the air filled with unspoken feelings. Then Alira slowly reached into her robe and withdrew a small glowing flower. This is a guardian bloom. It will glow brighter when danger is near. Keep it with you during the trial. Liam accepted the flower with reverence. Thank you, Alira. The next morning, a large crowd gathered at the edge of the city, near the ancient arena used for ceremonial events. The trial area was surrounded by glowing barriers and decorated with banners representing both species. Liam stood at the center, wearing a simple protective suit. He held the guardian bloom tightly, its faint light steady. Alira watched from the royal platform, her hands clenched in worry. Nerith stepped forward to address the crowd. Today we witness a test of unity. The human envoy will face the trial of resolve, a challenge faced by our own warriors for centuries. If he succeeds, he proves his courage and strengthens the alliance. Liam listened carefully. The trial was supposed to be symbolic, but he had a strong feeling that Nerith would not play fair. The trial began. Mechanical constructs shaped like wild beasts emerged from hidden chambers, their movements fast and unpredictable. Liam's task was to reach the far side of the arena and activate a crystal beacon while avoiding or disabling the constructs. He ran quickly, using his engineering skills to predict the machine's patterns. With clever moves and quick thinking, he managed to disable two of them using his portable tools. The crowd gasped in awe as he demonstrated both skill and bravery. But as he neared the beacon, a massive mechanical beast appeared, larger and more dangerous than any before. Alira stood, her glow flaring in alarm. This was not part of the trial, she shouted. Nerith feigned surprise.
How strange.
Perhaps the arena malfunctioned. Liam realized at once that this was no accident. Nerith had arranged it to harm him. The guardian bloom in Liam's hand glowed fiercely, warning of danger. Drawing on all his strength, Liam used his device to overload the beast's core. It roared and collapsed just as it reached him. Breathing heavily, Liam stumbled to the beacon and activated it. A brilliant light filled the arena, signaling his victory. The crowd erupted in cheers. Even the doubting nobles were forced to admit his courage. Alira rushed to his side, her glow bright with relief. You kept your promise, she said, helping him to stand. Liam smiled weakly. I told you I would return. Nerith scowled, hiding his anger behind a mask of politeness. His plan had failed, but he was not finished. Quietly, he began to think of another way to drive them apart. As the crowd celebrated, Alira held Liam's hand tightly, her heart full of pride and fear. She knew that this victory would not end the danger. In fact, it might make their enemies more desperate than ever. The twin sons of Virelia had barely risen when the royal city was shaken by an unexpected alarm. In the distance, a shadow moved along the outskirts of the kingdom, and the palace sensors quickly identified it as a dangerous creature known to the Virelians as the Sithron. The Sithron was a massive beast, covered with metallic scales that reflected light like shattered crystals. Its eyes glowed red and it moved with surprising speed for its size. The creature had been considered extinct for many years, and its sudden appearance brought fear to the city. Liam, still recovering from the previous day's trial, was summoned immediately to the royal council. He entered the grand chamber, where Princess Alira and the king stood with alarmed expressions. "Liam," Alira said, her voice steady despite her worry. "The Sithron is approaching the city. Its path is unpredictable. If it reaches the palace, it could destroy everything." "I will help," Liam said firmly. "I have tools that can slow it down and guide it away from the people." King Virelone nodded. "You may lead the response, human. Your skills are needed." Outside the palace, the city's guards prepared defenses. Liam quickly examined the sensors and activated his portable device. It emitted a series of pulses that could interfere with the Sithron's movements, slowing it down for a short time. Alira followed him, refusing to stay behind. "I am coming with you," she said. "You will not face this alone." Liam hesitated. "Your Highness, this is dangerous." "You should remain in the palace." "No," she replied firmly. "If we are to face this threat, we must face it together." The two of them approached the outskirts where the Sithron had been spotted. Its glowing red eyes scanned the landscape, and with a sudden roar it charged toward the city. The ground shook beneath its massive feet. Liam activated his device, sending pulses toward the Sithron. The creature hesitated, confused by the strange vibrations. He quickly set up a series of portable traps designed to slow it down further. Sparks flew as the Sithron crashed into the first trap, but it did not stop. Alira watched with wide eyes. "It is stronger than we expected." "Yes," Liam said, adjusting the settings on his device. "But it can be guided. We only need to lead it away from the city." They moved cautiously, placing traps and using the device to redirect the Sithron's path. The beast roared again, a sound that shook nearby structures. Its metallic scales glinted in the sunlight, making it appear even more dangerous. At one point, the Sithron lunged directly at Liam. He barely had time to roll out of the way. A sharp metallic claw scraped the ground where he had been standing moments before. "Liam," Alira shouted, fear evident in her glowing eyes. He turned quickly.
"Stay behind me!"
With precise timing, he activated a trap that released a net of light energy strands. The Sithron was caught momentarily, struggling to free itself. Liam used this opportunity to guide it further away from the city, but the creature's strength was greater than anticipated. One trap failed and the Sithron broke free, charging toward Alira. Liam did not hesitate. He jumped in front of her, using his body as a shield. The creature's massive claw struck him, throwing him several feet backward. Pain surged through his shoulder and leg, but he managed to stay conscious. Alira rushed forward. "Liam!" she cried, her glow brightening as her fear transformed into determination. She grabbed a small crystal rod from her belt and struck the ground, creating a temporary energy barrier between them and the Sithron. The creature roared, frustrated by the sudden obstacle. Liam struggled to his feet, pain coursing through his body. "We must end this now," he said through gritted teeth. He adjusted his device one final time, channeling all its power into a focused pulse. The Sithron froze, its metallic eyes flickering as the energy disrupted its neural pathways. The creature staggered and let out a final roar before collapsing to the ground, motionless. Alira ran to Liam's side, her hands glowing as she helped him steady himself. "Are you hurt badly?" she asked, worry shining in her eyes. I will be fine," Liam said, though his voice was weak. "Thanks to you, Alira, your barrier saved me." She shook her head. "You risked your life to protect me. You must rest." Together they returned to the palace. The city's guards and advisors followed, cheering for Liam's bravery. Even the previously doubtful nobles could not deny his courage. King Virelone approached them. "Liam, your actions today have saved this city. You have proven yourself not only as a human ally, but as a true protector of Virelia." Liam bowed weakly. "I did what I had to do, Your Majesty." Alira stayed close, her glow bright and steady. "I knew you were brave," she said softly. "But now the whole city knows it too." Despite the praise, Liam could not ignore the pain in his body. He was led to the royal medical chambers where Virelian healers examined his injuries. Using a combination of gentle energy therapy and advanced medicine, they treated his bruises and cuts. As Liam rested, Alira sat beside him, refusing to leave. "You must not frighten me like that again," she said quietly, brushing a strand of his hair back. Liam managed a small smile. "I could say the same for you, Your Highness." She laughed softly, her glow warming the room. "Perhaps we are both reckless, but at least we face danger together." For a long while they sat in silence, the only sound the soft hum of the healing devices. Liam felt a deep connection forming between them, a bond strengthened not just by words but by shared courage and trust. In the following days, the city slowly returned to normal. The Cithron's body was carefully moved far from the city, and the people celebrated the bravery of both the human and the princess. News of Liam's actions spread quickly, and even the skeptical nobles began to acknowledge that he was more than just a foreign guest. Yet not all threats had vanished. Advisor Nerith watched quietly from the palace corridors, his mind already plotting the next move. The failure of the Cithron plan had not defeated him. If anything, it made him more determined to disrupt the growing bond between Liam and Alira. Meanwhile, Liam recovered under Alira's watchful care. Each day she visited him, checking his injuries and learning more about human words and their meanings. They laughed together, sharing stories of their worlds and discovering common hopes and dreams. "You are healing quickly," Alira said one afternoon. "Perhaps human resilience is stronger than I imagined." Liam smiled. "Perhaps, but I could not have done it without you." "Your courage made the difference." Her glow brightened at his words. "Then we are a good team. Humans and Virelians can accomplish much when we trust each other." That evening, as the twin suns set and the sky turned shades of violet and silver, Alira placed a small glowing flower on Liam's bedside table. "This bloom will remind you of your strength," she said. "And of the bond we share." Liam touched the flower gently. "I will remember, always." For the first time, he felt that his presence on Virelia was not just a mission but a meaningful part of a larger story. The bond he shared with Alira was growing stronger every day, a symbol of hope for both humans and Virelians. Though challenges remained, and though jealous nobles still whispered behind closed doors, Liam knew that courage, trust, and kindness could overcome even the darkest schemes. And deep in his heart, he realized that some words, like the one he had spoken to Alira long ago, had the power to change hearts and worlds alike. The city of Virelia was bathed in golden sunlight as the twin suns rose, casting long shadows across the crystal towers. The royal gardens were alive with glowing flowers, their colors shifting as people moved through the paths. For the first time in many days, a calm energy filled the city. The Cithron threat had passed, and the people were beginning to celebrate the courage of those who had protected them. Liam walked carefully through the gardens, his shoulder and leg still slightly sore from the recent attack. Beside him, Princess Alira moved with grace, her silver-white hair shining in the sunlight. She had spent every day visiting him as he recovered, learning more about human words, and sharing her own thoughts and feelings. "Liam," she said softly, glancing at him with a smile, "today is a special day. The city celebrates the victory over the Cithron, and you will be honored alongside your people. The entire kingdom will see your courage." Liam felt a mixture of pride and nervousness. "I did what I had to do, Your Highness. I only followed my instincts and your guidance." Alira shook her head. "No, you acted with bravery and intelligence. That is why you are worthy of respect, not just from me, but from everyone here." They reached a large square near the palace, where preparations were underway for a public celebration. Virelians of all ages gathered, their glowing eyes reflecting excitement. Banners waved gently in the breeze, showing symbols of both Virelian and human unity. King Virelon stood on a raised platform, accompanied by his daughter. He addressed the crowd with a deep, resonant voice. "People of Virelia, and guests from humanity, today we honor the courage of those who faced danger to protect our city. Let this day remind us that trust and friendship can overcome any threat." The crowd erupted in cheers. Liam felt a mix of relief and pride. He looked at Alira, who was watching him with an expression that made his heart beat faster. The king continued, "In particular, we honor the actions of the human Liam. His bravery and quick thinking during the Cithron attack saved not only our city but our people. Alira stepped forward, her glow intensifying. She raised her hand to get the crowd's attention. "I also wish to speak," she said. "Liam has not only protected us but has taught me much about his world and its words. Through his courage, kindness, and wisdom, he has shown that humans can be true friends to Viralia." The crowd responded with applause, and Liam felt his cheeks warm. He had never experienced such recognition, yet he knew the praise was not for himself alone but for the unity between their worlds. Alira turned to him, her eyes filled with sincerity. "Liam, will you say the word again?" He blinked, unsure what she meant at first. Then he remembered the day he had accidentally spoken the word that started everything. It had been a mistake, but it had grown into something meaningful, something that symbolized their bond. He took a deep breath and said clearly, "You are gorgeous, Alira." The crowd fell silent for a moment, unsure what to make of the personal words. But then a soft glow began to spread from Alira herself. The flowers in the square brightened as if responding to her emotions. Slowly, the crowd understood. This was not just a compliment, but a sign of mutual respect, trust, and friendship. Alira's cheeks glowed brighter and she smiled. "Yes," she said softly. "That word is beautiful when shared with truth and kindness. It is the kind of word that can bring worlds together." Liam felt a surge of warmth and relief. For months he had worried that his presence here might cause tension or misunderstanding. Now, standing beside Alira and seeing the people celebrate not only his bravery but their unity, he understood that their bond was strong and meaningful. Even the previously skeptical nobles could not hide their admiration. Some exchanged nods, acknowledging that Liam had proven himself beyond doubt. Advisor Nerith, standing at the edge of the crowd, scowled but said nothing. He knew his attempts to sow discord had failed. After the ceremony, the city held a grand feast in the palace halls. Humans and Virelians dined together, sharing food, stories, and laughter. Liam walked beside Alira, feeling a rare sense of peace. "You have grown stronger in the eyes of Virelia," Alira said quietly as they walked through the hall. "Not just because of your actions, but because of your honesty and your words." Liam smiled. "It was easier to act bravely with you beside me. Your trust gave me strength." Alira's glow brightened slightly. "Then we are partners, Liam. Friends who protect and teach each other. Perhaps one day more than friends." Liam stopped walking, surprised by her words. "More than friends?" "Yes," Alira said, her eyes meeting his. "Our worlds may be different, but our hearts can understand each other. You have shown me courage, kindness, and understanding. These are the qualities I value most." Liam felt a wave of emotion. He had never imagined a bond like this with an alien princess, yet here it was, real and undeniable. I feel the same, Alira. You have taught me about your world and shown me the beauty of trust and friendship. I hope we can always work together side by side." Alira smiled and took his hand, a gesture of deep respect and connection. The flowers around them glowed brighter, reflecting the warmth between them. The feast continued late into the night. Humans and Virelians laughed and shared stories, learning more about each other. The celebration was not only for bravery, but for the hope that their worlds could live together in harmony. At one point, Liam and Alira stepped onto a balcony overlooking the gardens. The streams of glowing water reflected the light of the twin moons, and the flowers swayed gently in the night breeze. Alira turned to Liam. "Do you remember the first word you spoke to me?" Liam nodded, a smile touching his lips. "Yes. Gorgeous." "Who would have thought," she said, laughing softly, "that a mistake could become something so important?" "Sometimes mistakes lead to the best things," Liam said, taking her hand again. "This one brought us together." Alira's glow brightened. "Then I will treasure it always." They stood quietly, watching the peaceful city below. The danger of the Cithron was gone. The jealous nobles had been silenced by the truth, and the people celebrated unity. Liam felt a deep sense of fulfillment. His presence on Virelia was no longer just a mission. It had become a part of something greater. The days that followed were filled with new lessons, shared stories, and growing friendship. Liam taught Alira more about humans, their language, and their customs. She shared more of Virelia, its history, and its traditions. Each day their bond strengthened, a bridge between two worlds. King Virelon observed them closely, his expression thoughtful. He had seen many humans come and go, but Liam was different. The king approached them one evening as they were practicing simple words in the gardens. "Liam," the king said, his voice calm and steady, You have shown courage, wisdom, and respect for my daughter and my people. I am proud to call you an ally. Perhaps in time your bond with Alira will be remembered as the beginning of a lasting friendship between our worlds." Liam bowed deeply. "Thank you, Your Majesty. I will continue to serve with honor." Alira stepped forward. "Father, Liam has taught me much, and we have learned from each other. I hope that one day our friendship can grow even stronger." The king nodded, a faint smile appearing on his face. "Then let it be so." The story of the human and the princess spread throughout the city and beyond. People told of Liam's courage during the Sithron attack, of Alira's wisdom, and of the unexpected word that had sparked their bond. It became a symbol of hope, showing that even across vast differences, friendship, trust, and courage could unite hearts. As the twin suns rose the next morning, Liam and Alira stood side by side in the gardens. The flowers glowed brightly, the streams sparkled with reflected light, and the city hummed with life. Alira turned to Liam, her many-colored eyes shining. "Say it again, Liam. Say the word that brought us together." Liam smiled, his heart full. "You are gorgeous, Alira." This time her glow spread beyond herself. The flowers bloomed in waves, lighting up the entire garden. The people of Virelia watched in awe, understanding that this word was more than a compliment. It was a promise of friendship, trust, and hope. Alira reached for his hand, and together they looked toward the future. Two worlds, united not by force or fear, but by courage, kindness, and a single word that had changed everything. The human and the alien princess had found something extraordinary. They had found friendship, trust, and the power to shape a brighter future for both their worlds. And in that moment, the story of Liam and Alira became legend, a tale that would be told for generations, reminding everyone that even the smallest word, spoken with honesty, could bloom into something magnificent.